I don't know what's going on, man. We did an MRI. Everything looks stable. I was like, man, I feel this pain when I walk up the steps. And they're like, well, let's try to x-ray. So we x-rayed the knee, and it showed a small fracture in my kneecap. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? So they tell me what it means, whatever. So long story short, I have 2 minor surgeries at Tennessee to kind of clean it up, little scopes, whatever. I get a second opinion from a doctor down in Birmingham. And basically, he's like, it's nothing you can do. It's probably better that you tore your ACL, because at least it can heal and it can, get 100%. It's all about you managing pain. And so at that moment, I knew that the clock was ticking.
Yeah.
Everyone's clock. Everyone has a clock.
Yep.
Every athlete has a clock.
Yes, sir.
We just saw Peyton Manning have a luxurious career, but he didn't play as long as he wanted to play. His clock ran out. We've seen guys play 1 year in the league, play 3 years in the league. You see guys that play, like Brett Favre, played tons of years in the league. Everyone has a clock. Your time is coming. I was just hoping that I was able to get to the league and get some checks, have a career before my clock expired.
Yes, sir.
But I kind of felt that it was coming, and my senior year, I was named the captain, which is one of the greatest accomplishments that any athlete can have, is to have your teammates and your coaches name you a captain. I got hurt my senior year. I had a high ankle sprain against Georgia. We were down 20-something points. We came back. We put up 50. It was a great game. The cover of Sports Illustrated or ESPN had one of our guys blocking a punt. I watched the second half from the locker room. It was amazing. It was great. We had an off week. Like Alabama. After that off week, I'm from Alabama. You know what time it is, right? It's time to go. I pulled myself out of that game because I was hurting my team because I wasn't healthy. So I watched that game from the sideline, being hurt. But it wasn't about me.
Right.
It was bigger than me. It was about the team winning. It was about the university. And when I was ready, I played the rest of the season. At that moment, I could have said, okay, am I going to sit down and rest this thing and get ready for a pro career, or am I going to just play through it? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to play through it and let the cards fall where they may. And if I'm blessed to play the next level because I decide to play with my guys, then great. If I'm not, then great. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit there and watch my teammates compete. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So I basically did the NFL Combine hurt. Didn't test well. Did pro day a little bit after that. Was better, but not enough to get drafted. 4 years before that, I was a top 5 receiver coming out of high school. 4 years before that, I was a U.S. Army All-American. Now I'm not drafted because I'm hurt.
Yeah.
I'm not able to display my talents and showcase my talents and stuff. So I signed a free agent deal with the Bears. So I'm going out there, and I'm like, man, there's Brian Urlacher. Man, that's Devin Hester. And this was a year after they got beat by the Colts in the Super Bowl. So I picked the Bears. I had the Cardinals calling me, wanted me to sign, talked to the OC, thought I fit perfectly with Anquan Boldin and Larry Fitzgerald. They played on the outside. He thought I'd be perfect for the slot, just on my style of play. The Ravens, it was a good fit. My agent knew the GM, thought it'd be a great fit for me. But the Bears didn't draft a receiver that year. And my receiver coach had a relationship with that receiver coach up there that was his mentor. So I was like, you know what, that'd be a really good fit. So the Bears, they signed me. I walk in the first day, and Devin Hester is sitting in the wide receiver meeting room. I'm like, really? You gotta be kidding me, right? The best punt and kick returner ever. Yeah. They had moved to wide receiver. And when I was in Tennessee playing, there was times I couldn't play a game unless I was on medication, unless I was on some type of painkiller, something like that. And I found myself walking in Hallis Hall. We're talking some of the richest tradition in the NFL. Brian Urlacher just walked by. You seeing like trophies, Walter Payton's. I mean, I didn't feel it anymore, man. I didn't feel the same rush that I did running through the tee. I didn't feel the same feeling I had running 110s with my teammates. I didn't feel it anymore, and the reason why is because I didn't want to be dependent on medication to play football. I didn't want to do it. I've seen too many people be hooked on pills, and I didn't want to be that guy. So, Lovie Smith brought me in his office. I sat down, I told him the same exact thing I'm telling you right now.
Wow.
And Lovie said, I understand. It's the same exact reason why I'm in coaching today. And just think about this. Lovie did not have to talk to an undrafted free agent who's just got here. He got to take time out of his day. But he took time out of his day to talk to me because this was on my mind, this was on my heart. So I talked to Lovie Smith 15, 20 minutes, shared with him how I felt. I was holding back tears, man, because football is this is what's going to take care of my family, man. This is what's going to change the cycle. You know, this is it, man. And I remember like holding back tears and leaving Lovie Smith's office and going to my locker and crying, sitting there in my locker and taking my cleats off and hanging them up, and that was it.
Wow.
That was it. That was the last time I put on cleats to play the game of football. That was it. Right there, Chicago Bears locker room, and that was it. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know where I was going to go, but I was it. I was done. And what's crazy about that is my mom lives in Chicago. My mom's brothers lives in Chicago. So imagine how proud they were telling all their friends, like, oh yeah, my baby playing for the Bears. We used to go to Bears game growing up, and now my son, my nephew, plays for the Bears.
Right.
But I didn't feel it in here, man. I didn't feel it anymore because I got tired of having to pop pills just to be able to play.
Yeah.
So I walked away.
You walked away. Smart move, man. Smart move. And that takes a bigger man on the inside to know when to hang it up, man.
You can't fight the heart, man.
Yeah.
You know, I tell kids when they go on recruiting visits, when you go there, you'll know.
Absolutely.
You can't fight it. Same thing. Sometimes when your heart telling you one thing, your head can tell you the opposite over and over and over, but you're going to go with your heart. And my heart told me to walk away.
And from that point on, it was what's next?
What's next?
What were some things that you felt that you could have used from the game? What do you feel like the game had taught you that you knew you could still hold on to and use in that next stage? Whatever, regardless of whatever the next stage may be, what are some things that you feel like you could have, that the game had taught you that you know you can hold on to and be able to pour into the next stage of your life?
It was the game, but it was just life in general that I feel like I can overcome anything. My dad was murdered when I was 9 years old. I didn't live with my mom. I had seen my mom be in abusive relationships. I have a burning image in my mind where I've seen some things, all right?
Yeah.
I've seen some violence. I've seen some drive-bys. I've been shot at before. So I was like, man, if I can survive that to get to this point, I can survive this.
Yes.
And because of the culture in Tennessee, you got to outwork everybody. You got to outwork. You got to work. And because, again, my great uncle, retired Air Force, retired truck driver, old school, you're not going to outwork him. I was like, man, with my connections, with what I learned, picked up on in Tennessee, what I picked up, my life experiences, I'll figure it out, and I just outwork everybody. And so that's kind of that was my mentality. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I went back to Huntsville, Alabama, the core. Went back to my room where it all started.
Yeah.
Quotes hanging up on the wall. Went back there and just spent time with my family and just kind of figure out what I was going to do. And then I decided to come back to school and get my degree because my uncle told me you better finish. You know, everyone don't get this opportunity to get a free education, so you better go finish what you started. That's one thing he told me. You better finish what you started. And so I went back and I finished. I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I had no clue. I just knew I wanted to finish. with my degree that I'm not doing anything with now.
Yeah.
But it's about finishing.
Yeah.
And
that's part of finishing.
Yeah, man. Then, a couple steps later, I'm doing what I'm doing now.
That's awesome. So you said something, man, that in the What's Next the book, I definitely hit on for a lot of athletes. And first and foremost, you went back home and you went back to that inner circle and kind of where you had originally had the game plan for football. You went back there and had a chance to kind of refocus, reset your mind on, hey, what am I going to do next? What's my game plan? And then you did something a lot of athletes forget to do. They got this stage that they own. Well, on that stage, a lot of athletes let a lot of people take advantage of them, but they never get a chance to really cultivate and grow relationships with people around them to build them a strong relationship. So once they're done playing the game, they got some people that they can connect with, network with, and actually get a chance to take advantage of them as well. Kind of reciprocate the, hey, I hung out with you, made you look good. I'm done playing. What value can I add to your business, or what value can you add to me to help me get where I want to go? And that was some things that you did that I believe a lot of athletes miss out on with that stage because they so caught up in that one goal, that one target, or they so caught up in their own bubble they forget to branch out and network with the people around them. You got 28,000 people that go to school, and all of them know you.
No, absolutely, absolutely. That's why I think it's important for when kids are in school is to build your brand and be in a situation where you're doing interviews, where people are getting a chance to know the real you. You're doing community service as much as you can, because you never know what handshake can propel you in life. It's funny because when I went back to Huntsville, my friends, who I thought were my friends, thought I was like the dumbest person ever for walking away from football. And those guys disappeared. It's funny, man. They disappeared. It was like a magic show because they were getting their mouth all ready to jump on this train, man, to get on this ride of what I guess they thought was going to be fame or success or whatever. But those guys just disappeared. They vanished.
Wow.
And so it was just me, man. I went back to the core. The one place where I would sit in my room and toss a football up in the air and catch it and dream about catching touchdown passes in the league or in college or whatever. And was trying to figure out what to do next. And I got an opportunity to do something I didn't think I would be doing today. Yeah. And that was to do a little radio. And because I was raised to always be honest and be fair and all that good stuff, I was doing an interview. I was a guest. And I was pretty honest with my assessment of what I saw with the football team, and I was given the opportunity to have my own show, and that was 6-something years ago.
That's awesome.
And also during that time, I had got involved in some direct sales. Yeah. I picked up some skills that helped me today, because if you can be told no and succeed in a business where you're told no 10 times, 20 times a day, but you still push through, then you can do anything. And so a lot of experiences, man, have helped me with what I'm doing right now. I take a lot of things I learned from football that I use today. So it's a lot of experiences, man.
That's literally what you said is the kind of the emblem on sports like this. It's the puzzle pieces, because when you learn to put it all together, a lot of those things you're doing in sports, you can be able to transfer or convert those over to life. A lot of those things you're doing in life converts to business, but a lot of times, us as athletes, we miss that message and we miss all these things that we're learning around us because we're so focused on that target. Yeah. And when we get to that end goal, we look back, oh, I wish I would know this, I wish I would know this. But along that whole process, you learned it. You just didn't bother to embrace it or realize that's what it was teaching you. And that's what it was meant to learn.
Oh, yeah. No doubt, man.
So let me ask you this. As we get ready to wrap this thing on up, when you think about sports, life, or business, what are some things that you say from the game? I know you mentioned just the ability to outwork guys and finish. What other lessons that you feel that you learned from either the game or from your upbringing that you're able to apply now, whether it's in life or in business?
I think like loving the grind. Like, man, when you play ball, there was times where like you would be running 110s, and halfway through you'll be like, man, yeah, I'm killing this.
He's making this look easy.
Yeah, I'm killing this, man. And there was a time where you didn't kill it. Yeah. There was a time where it was hard. There was a time where you dreaded it. But once you started to improve